All right, guys, in this video, I want to talk about internal linking, how you can do it properly and how you can use it to increase your rankings in Google. I've got a bit of a diagram here. I'm going to draw through this and kind of show you exactly what I do and how we can do it properly. So let's just jump straight in. So basically, we focus a lot with SEO on backlinks. That's where you get different websites to link to your website, right? So if we say that these down here are your website, this is other websites, you reach out to them, you get the link. And so to say website 1 then decides to link to your blog, and website 2 decides to link to this collection, website 3 again to this blog, right? So what it's doing is these links from other websites are passing on link juice, authority, whatever you want to call it, to your website here. And by doing that, Google then sees that, okay, this website here thinks that this blog is kind of worthwhile, worth linking to. It's got good quality content. And so then it follows that and follows the kind of link juice and passes some authority onto that blog right there. Same with all these. Website 2 links to this collection. It shows us that this collection has got some good quality content, good products, whatever it may be. And so therefore some of this link juice gets passed on. Now, that's all well and good, but backlinks cost money. They're much harder to get. You have to reach out, you have to pay someone to do it for you or whatever it may be. Whereas internal linking, this is all within your site and you can kind of manipulate how you want Google to read your site based on how you do your internal links. So we've got all these backlinks and they come to your website, right? The next thing we want to do is actually structure our internal links so that the link juice that we get from this backlink is then passed on throughout our site. And so link juice is kind of an SEO made up metric basically that we use, which basically gives us the authority that this site passes on. So think of it like an influencer. If this is, got 100,000 followers and they say, hey, I recommend this restaurant, that's got some value to it. And so therefore that restaurant is going to get some traction. Then if this restaurant has a bit of traction or a bit of authority, and then that restaurant passes some recommendations onto something else, then that's evidently going to pass on, not as much as up here, but it's going to pass on some authority. And so internal linking kind of works in the same way. So if we use this, right, the thickness as our kind of authority line, right? Website 1, let's say you get a link to your blog page that talks about your whatever it may be. Now you can see the thickness kind of represents how much authority is passed on there. It's quite a bit. And so this blog page now evidently has quite a bit of authority to it. Now let's assume that this blog actually has traffic to it. Maybe it has some referring domains as well. So it's got its own backlinks. So obviously there's one there, but maybe it's got some other ones that are coming in. So this blog has a bit of traction. Now, if we don't do anything, if we just have complete text on that page, that internal link, all this link juice is not going anywhere. Whereas if we have internal links, let's say we'll put it down here and we internally link to our collection page, obviously it's not as much as up here, but there's a bit of link juice that gets passed on to those pages. There's a bit of authority that gets passed on to those pages. And so by having internal links within your blog, which is within whatever linking page that you get, you are then therefore passing on this link juice to these other pages. And so what that does is it not only tells Google that this website thinks that this blog or this page right here is good quality, but then it's kind of like a tiered link building sort of thing, or it's a middleman type thing where this page now then links to other pages. And so now Google reads this page, it sees how many people are looking at that, and then it says, okay, well, this blog thinks that this collection and this other blog and this collection is good quality. And so then it kind of passes on some link juice. And then further to that, again, we go from the collections to the sub-collections and also to the products. This link juice kind of flows down our site until we eventually get that all the way to the product pages down here, because obviously that's where the money is made and that's where we want people to get to. So why do we do it in this way, right? Now, I was just working on a client of mine, and this is where I saw it, where they were linking from their products to their blogs, from their products to their collections as well. And what this does is this kind of confuses Google in a way, or it just prioritizes different pages, right? So if you're getting all this link juice to your product page down here, but then you're passing that from this page to other pages, you're kind of telling Google in a way that this page is not as important and these other pages are more important. That's not the case. When it comes to e-commerce, we want people to end up on these product pages, these money pages here, because that's where the money is made. And so think of it like this, where you've kind of got a hierarchy. You've got your tier 1 up here, which is your blogs, maybe your tier 2/tier 3, which is your collections and sub-collections, and finally tier 4, which is your products. You always want your links to go down this funnel, right? If you're putting links the other way and sending them back up, as I just said, you're kind of confusing Google, and you're telling Google that these other pages are more important, and we don't want that. We want people, and we want Google to recognize that we want them to end up on this product page right here. So now you kind of have an understanding of that. This is how we can use internal linking to our advantage, because all of these internal links that you can create, you can do them yourself. You can do them in your backend. It doesn't take that long. And what you can then do is you can prioritize link building in a way that doesn't look unnatural. So Google doesn't like people buying links or paying for unnatural links. It's what everyone does. It's what we do, but you can do them in a way that is much more natural and less likely to kind of give you a penalty or anything like that. And so if you are to get links from your main website straight to a product page, most of the time, if you're a 6 or 7 figure brand, that doesn't look very natural. Like, websites aren't just going to link to your product if you're not selling that much, if you don't have much traffic to your website, and then all of a sudden you're getting links to a product page. That, it screams to Google that that's an unnatural link. And so that's where we can kind of do this tiered approach, where you can get a link to, say, a blog page, which is much more natural because you're providing some information about whatever product you use or how to use it or what it is and so forth. And then from there, you link from your blogs to your products and from your blogs to your collections, and have this kind of tiered approach. So rather than going directly from there to your product, you can kind of do it in a roundabout way from your website to your blog to your products to your collections and so forth. Now, this is obviously ideally less effective. If we could just go straight from website to product page, that would be fine. And that still does happen. We still might do that from time to time, depending on the product, depending on the industry and so forth. But most of the time, we are looking to get links from websites to blogs or websites to collections, which is just a bit more natural compared to just going straight to your product page. And so that's why it's so important to then have this tiered approach where you're linking down your funnel from your blogs to your collections, from your collections to your sub-collections, and from all of that down to your products, because this is where you're going to make all the money down the bottom. So now that you understand how to do it, where to do it, and kind of in which format to do it, now I'm going to show you how you can actually figure out which pages to link from and to. So if we look at here, right, these, let's imagine these are two kind of silos on our website, basically, two content pillars. This internal linking strategy over here is for one keyword, call it keyword 1, and this one over here is for keyword 2. So now that you've identified that, all these products down here are probably going to fall under this kind of keyword category, let's say, or this pillar. And same with all this, these products down here fall under this keyword category over here. So what you want to do is you want to then identify, kind of reverse engineer it in a way where you find the blogs, the collection pages and so forth that fall under this same kind of keyword category, and then you want to internally link down there. So you're not going to necessarily internally link from this blog across to this product here, because it's potentially different kind of content pillars, different kind of silos, right? You want to make sure that you're linking within the same silo here and passing that authority on. So the way that you can do that is actually within Google, it's a bit easier this way, is identify what your keyword is, and then what you want to do, I'll show you an example now. So now that you're in Google, what you can do is you can then type site, put your website there. So let's use Gymshark as an example again, and then space it, and then put the keyword that you're trying to rank for. So for this, let's do hoodies. All right, so my bad, you have to put the actual website in, got Gymshark wrong, and then do a plus hoodies. So what this does now is this shows you every page on this domain here. So your website, when you put that in, that it contains this keyword, hoodies. Now you can look through, you can see here, they've got their hoodies women's page, hoodies women's, so forth, hoodies sale, blog article here, best men's hoodies for every occasion. And what you can do here, this gives you all the pages that have that keyword on it. And so it kind of tells you which pages are relevant to your keyword. So then what you can do is you can simply click on all those pages and make sure that they work. You can find a spot to put an internal link and then simply place that internal link. So if we have a look at this one here, we go into their blog page and then we look for the keyword. We can see they've got best hoodies for men here. We know that hoodies and so forth. And so I have no doubt they probably already have some internal links. They've got them here as buttons. But if they didn't, then you can see here, best hoodies for men. That would be a perfect spot for a little internal link to your hoodies collection. Men's hoodies potentially as well. And then you can also internally link to your products and so forth. So an oversized hoodie, they're obviously internally linking, or you can buy it directly from here, it seems like. So you can see that they are, again, heritage wash hoodie, collegiate hoodie. They're internally linking to all of their relevant collections and relevant pages based on the keyword. So that's a way that you can quickly find what keyword is involved on your site in which pages, and then identify from there which pages you are going to then internally link to. So there you go. I hope that makes sense as to how you can use internal linking to your advantage when it comes to e-commerce. The main thing, I've barked on about it a lot in this video, always internally link down your funnel, never internally link from your product pages away. Because think about it, if someone is on your product page, why would you want to direct them off that? That's where they're going to buy, that's where they're going to give you money. And so we want to make sure that we keep them there. So if you have any internal links on your product pages, I would remove them. The only internal links I would have is to other recommended products potentially, but in content links or anything like that, remove them. They're not necessary and they're just going to harm your SEO performance. As I said, make sure you're linking down the funnel all the time and you're going to get the best results from your internal linking. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want me to do e-commerce SEO for your brand, click the first link in the description and you can book a call with me. If not, make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos and leave a comment for any questions you might have or any recommendations on videos you want me to make. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.